Hello ladies and gents, tis I, Romero for RMN, and today we're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. This is one of my most anticipated movies of next year and of Marvel's Phase 2 cinematic universe, and for good reason is because of the fact that nobody really knows much about these characters going into the film or their backstory, but today, here in this video, I'm going to tell you who these guys are and what their backstories are in the comic books, so you don't really go in too blind when you go and see the movie. First off, let's start off with Star-Lord. There are two different interpretations to his backstory. The first one's basically that he was born due to an alignment of planets. His father basically doesn't look at him like his son, accuses his mom of infidelity, tries to kill Peter, Star-Lord, and then later on dies of a heart attack. Yeah, that happened. Anyways, his mom basically raises him alone, but then when he's 11 years old, his mother is murdered by an alien race. He's sent to an orphanage on Earth. He grows up to be a trainee at NASA, and then a celestial police force from the galaxy calls upon him to take on the mantle of Star-Lord. Now, the other interpretation to Star-Lord is a little bit different now in the new comics. There's not really that much of a difference. You just gotta take out the murderous father and him being born by alignment of the planets, and it's basically the same story. Basically, in the new comic books, his dad crash lands on Earth. Meets his mother on a farm. They have a one-night space bang. His dad leaves. His mother gets assassinated when he's 11 again by a group of aliens, and then he grows up to be part of NASA, and he's called to be Star-Lord, you know, again. So it's basically the same thing as the old comic books, but it's just a little bit tweaked here to give it a more different feel to the character. So that's Star-Lord. Next is Gamora, the deadliest assassin in the universe. She's the last of her kind. She's trained by this group of deadly assassins. When she's found, they train her. She then turns on them because she feels they are responsible for the disappearance of her alien species. She turns on them, kills them all. She then joins Thanos to protect some guy named Adam Warlock. She works for Thanos for a bit. She feels like Thanos is actually more of a threat than anybody else. She then turns on Thanos, joins the Guardians as well as the Avengers to take him out, and that's the backstory to Gamora. Next is Drax the Destroyer. His story is pretty tragic since his family was destroyed and killed by a group of assassins. He doesn't know who sent them. He's trying to find retribution and closure. He then later on learns that it's actually Thanos who was sent these people to destroy his family, his child, and his wife, and he then tries to kill Thanos, which in one point he actually accomplishes, but being Thanos, he does actually come back to life. But with that, Drax feels like he's gained some closure. In the original comics, in the old ones, he had like a purple cape and a hoodie, and he could shoot energy beams from his hands and fly. This new Drax basically can't fly, doesn't have a purple cape or hood or anything, but can still shoot energy beams from his hands, and is pretty much a buff, muscular dude. You know, he's pretty much a badass, but he's kind of like a badass but with a dark, tragic story. So that's Drax the Destroyer for you guys. Up next is the fighting alien tree Groot. Now, originally the first Groot, yes, there are more than one Groots. Groot first came to the planet Earth to study and capture humans. He was then destroyed by termites. Yes, termites. But then an alien species found him, duplicated him to fight the Hulk. The Hulk destroys the duplicate. S.H.I.E.L.D. finds out about him, then duplicates him again to protect humanity. And Groot is basically a very soft-spoken alien tree. He doesn't really say much, but I am Groot repeatedly. But in the way he says it, in the tone, in the many times he says it, you kind of get this invoking emotion when he uses his name repeatedly, because it's the only thing he knows how to say. But the way he says it, always kind of, you get a good pinpoint of the emotion he feels. Anger, sadness, or, you know, you basically when he's ready to go ape shit on someone's ass. So that's Groot for you guys. Finally, the next one is Rocket Raccoon. This is the one that everybody's really excited for to see on screen because nobody knows how a raccoon can be dangerous. Well, I'm about to tell you how. His origin story is basically he's part of an animal species, a group of animals from Earth who were actually genetically modified by an alien race space to protect this one planet, which is basically an insane asylum at a global scale. So the species that created these animals didn't want to put their alien species in danger, so they create these, or give these animals basically bipedal movements and give them the same intelligence as humans. Rocket has a partner named Walrus, who's a talking walrus. They work together. His partner gets killed. He wants to find out who did it basically and why they did it. He is a very fearless, loyal, and insightful raccoon with a lot of military background and tactical dominance, but he's later found out to have an extreme case of obsessive compulsive disorder. So you do not want to mess with him if he's holding an AK-47 or a bazooka, because he will go crazy on your behind. And those, my fellow friends, are the Guardians of the Galaxy, a misfit ragtag team of people from different parts of the galaxy who find a way to join together and make an awesome, badass team. I'm excited for this movie. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I'm reading the new issues of the Guardians of the Galaxy comics. I have been trying to find older copies of the 1970, 1980 versions of the comics, but have had no luck with that. But I really am happy to see that the Guardians are being revamped. They're being brought back to the pages and also now to the big screen. So I hope this video was helpful. If there are any comic book aficionados amongst you, please comment down below. Tell me if I missed anything on any of the backstory of these characters. Please let me know. I hope that I got it right, some of this stuff down. So anyways, as always, I'm Romero for RMN, and I've got your back, so you're on track. See you guys next time.